And in the course of spring, in the course of thinking, he asked questions that are still should be very much in our mind, but make it clear how eccentric he was, because it sounded just as eccentric to his friends as it will to you. But he asked the question, how many letters have you gotten in your life that were worth the postage? Think about it. How many letters have you gotten that really transformed what matters in your life? Oh, you might have gotten some letters you thought were good at the time, offering you a job that just increased your servitude. You might have gotten a letter that, gave you opportunities in the far west that just increased your servitude. How many letters have you got that were really good for your soul? Maybe one or two in a lifetime? Well, just stop getting mail. It takes away even a few minutes of your time. But you today, and again, this would be Thoreau speaking, how long do you sit every day at your email? Because not only now do you have letters coming in, though they're fewer, you have the telephone jangling, the fax, all of these intruding upon you, but that email, that has become sacred. No one dare say, I did not look at your email. I don't look at mine. I've got 1,500 emails blocked up there, and I'm not going to look at one. I haven't looked at one since March 24th. Now, they would think you were either completely irresponsible, but if you held a position, you'd have to be crazy. You have suffered a nervous breakdown. Truly, someone has pissed on your wick. You have lost all your ardor for life if you're not going through those emails. Now, isn't that true? Yes or no? How about you? Yes, you know it's true. All right. Thoreau would say, just throw that computer away. You're not writing any better or communicating anything that is important with it. Oh, that's pretty drastic, you might say. But, and I don't think anyone will follow this goal of throwing away their computer, because we must be connected. And we are, of course, connected every day through the news. And Thoreau never read a newspaper. And his friend said, how can you be a responsible citizen and not read the newspaper, keep informed? And Thoreau said, you know what? If you read a newspaper from 25 years ago, just change a few names, and it is saying exactly what is true today. And he picked up a newspaper that one of his friends was so diligently studying and said, look, here's the news about what's happening in Spain. Now, just change a name here or here of the Prime Minister or the King of Spain, and it's exactly the same. Well, interestingly enough, the other day I was reading Winston Churchill's book on the world crisis, the end of World War I, and he had an appendix there in which he had sent a memorandum to the Prime Minister about Iraq. We're trying to nation build in Iraq. It's not going well. There may be a civil war there. British troops are being killed every day, and the British taxpayer is getting very upset at this huge expenditure. Well, I just ask you if there's truth in what Thoreau says. So, newspapers and keeping up with the news is one more way in which you destroy your ability to commune with yourself, because sooner or later, it's just like eating so much meat. You get so much impurity in yourself from the outside world that you can never break free of it. And you have thus lost forever that chance to save your own soul, Thoreau said. And after 2 years, he was done at Walden Pond. I had other paths to trod, and that too is an important lesson for you. You don't have to stay the same thing or the same idea all the rest of your life. People might say to him, as they did, how are you contradicting yourself? You know, you said you were going to go out there, now you're leaving it. Well, all right, never be afraid to contradict yourself. Never be afraid to say, I've learned enough, or I'm never going to learn anything in this idea, and I'm going on to something new. So I had other worlds to look at, said Thoreau, and you know what? I could go out to the far west. Why, I could sail all the way out to Hawaii. I could go to the land of the antipodes, out to Australia. But why? I have the most uncharted world in the universe inside me. I have only begun to explore myself. So wherever I am, I can explore myself. And that's what I should be doing. Instead of spending, he would say to you, hours in an airport somewhere, to go off to look at some museum somewhere, when all of it is within me. The beauty of nature can never be surpassed by any work of art that you're going to find in a museum.